If this is the video that you're finding me on, I'm not even gonna hold you. I really think you should pull up a chair, maybe grab some tea, do the things, because this is gonna be maybe a long one. I think more importantly, it's just me chit chatting about what's been happening these last 4 years with me. And I am going to do my best to not really edit this. I want to talk to you like you're my homie. I have a lot of awareness that this is just a camera, but I feel really good about my homies and the people in my life that I consider really close. And I think I really appreciate how I show up in those spaces. I feel very thankful for who I attract into my life when I'm being authentically as me as I can be in that moment, right? Because I feel like there's a lot that sometimes we can be not present and not aware of. But I really like the people that are in my close circle. And if you're going to be here, and excuse my scratchiness, it's just a thing. If you're going to be here, then I would love for you to see me and hear me and get to know me without a buffer of what I think, or at least what the algorithms are telling me people want to hear and see. So anyway, let's chit chat. I am drinking some water. Sorry, I just got a notification. I should probably turn it off. Anyway, I'm drinking some water. Am I drinking out of a teacup? I am, because I feel like it. Anyway, what's been happening? So, my oldest child is about to turn 4 this summer, and I feel like I'm just starting to hit a stride of motherhood that I personally have been dreaming of and looking forward to. I dealt with a lot of things. First of all, dealt with a lot of stuff, but outside of like things like postpartum anxiety, first time, postpartum depression, second time, I more so dealt with a lot of internal battling about autonomy when I went to start the journey of becoming a parent. While I knew I wanted to be a mom and I wanted to have children and I wanted to share love and creativity and excitement about life with kids, I also felt so aware of, sorry if you could hear my stomach. I don't know, she on something today. But I felt so aware of me and what I felt like my life required, which is a certain realm of selfishness via what the outside world tells me, and autonomy. Like I have pivoted and changed my life drastically more than once. I had a intense fitness era, which there's obviously a lot of evidence on other videos, which is all still really good information. So feel free to go back and watch. But I had an intense fitness era, and then I really decided to lean in and go into acting, and I just at random bought a one-way ticket. I didn't have any savings. I didn't have any like big hookups, connects. I didn't have a place to go live. I had less than $1,000 in my bank account. No cash. I mean, I literally just booked a random ticket in November of 2016, and my ticket was for January 7th, 2017. And I went on Facebook after I booked that ticket and I said, anybody got a couch? And what I learned through taking that big leap was that like so much shows up on the other side of doing shit that really scares you and that makes no sense to everyone else. And, it was very scary for the people around me. Like obviously it could be scary for myself, but it was scary for a lot of people around me that love me, because I have people that love me and their concerns of what if everything goes bad? What if I'm not safe? What if I end up on the streets? Like all sorts of things could happen, right? And we see like a lot of people end up in really bad positions. But I still went and I did that, and it was such a life-changing experience for me that I'm still on. Like, I would never take back, and I'm still on. And I remember feeling a lot of sorrow and grief. And it really stemmed from this one conversation with this guy in LA. He is also an actor, and I don't think he said this comment with any sort of ill intention, but we're both from New York. And he spoke about the fact that if I had children, while his life could continue and he would get to still continue acting and being out there and everything, that I wouldn't. And as the mom, I would end up having to go back to my hometown, and, that my husband loved our hometown, and we would not be able to continue our dreams. And that thing festered so deep inside of me. And now, like I said, this ain't shade to him. Maybe a few years ago I would have said it was, but now I'm in a space where I can identify that triggered a huge fear in me, because I know what it took me to break out of what I would consider the matrix of like traditional jobs and traditional, standards of like where you should be and what you should be doing in life by certain ages. And I departed from that, and the world cracked open and everything was so possible. And so it felt like, oh my gosh, he's right. I'm going to have these kids. I'm going to be not in a position and stuck in a space where I'll never get to like live and go after my dreams in the way that I want and desire. But I proceeded anyway because, one, I was already pregnant. No, maybe I was going to become pregnant. Ooh, mom brain, the fog is real. It was somewhere in not too far of a vicinity. But in any case, as you know, I did end up back in New York. I'm thankful that it's New York. It's like, let's be real. Let's be fair. It's New York. But still, my journey has always been interesting out here. I'm still trying to figure out the acting and creative space, what it looks like for me out, here. And if you have any advice and you're an actor out here or a manager or an agent, I'm looking for rep. So feel free to hit me up. I would love to chat and talk about what I have and what's, on the slate for me. But in any case, I was just filled with a lot of grief in the beginning of motherhood. And it was grief about my autonomy, grief about just what it seemed like other parents and mothers felt in specific. Like they seemed to have this tremendous joy, and like they were so enamored with having their kids be like little kids and little babies. And I didn't feel that. Like I would see the parents and people talk about traveling with your kids, and they're like, yeah, book that flight, do that thing. I did not want to do that. Like, why would I want to strap? You know how much stuff you have to pack to travel with a baby? Diapers, blowouts, you got a sound machine, darkness. Like, it was so much. And there was something inside of me that just felt like I am so much more interested in having humans, not babies. Babies are humans, but grown, more autonomous humans that have voices, that can speak, that we can like game plan together, and we can discover the world together. We could do things together. I was more interested in that. And I had this internal awareness that I was not a baby mom. Babies are adorable, but I just wasn't a baby mama. A baby mama. I just wasn't a mom that enjoyed the super baby stage. I found a lot of it to be incredibly boring. No shade to those of you who love it, but I want to give room for people and moms and parents out there who maybe feel like I felt, because not hearing people talk about craving and desiring a different stage, and like having two truths exist at one time, where it's like, okay, you don't like that? I needed to hear that. And I feel like it could have helped take away a lot more guilt and shame, because I was more so surrounded by other moms that did love it, a few that their full identity is around motherhood and like that's their life goal and their dream, and that's wonderful for them. But that's not something that I feel. And so I'm just now realizing, like, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I love that my daughter's about to turn 4. Do she be running me up a wall? Absolutely. Okay? But I love it. And as my youngest gets ready to approach 2 in September, I'm just excited for us to continue forward as a family of 4 with more autonomy. Because with more autonomy comes more movement for me. So now let's get to where sort of I am now. So as y'all know, last summer I wrote, produced, and starred in my very first feature film. Well, starring in a feature film was. And I did it with my kids, just running around because we had no childcare. Because if you don't know, childcare is like $2,000 plus a month. Plus. And that's not even for a full day. That's for like 4 to 6 hours, maybe. So, with my kids running around, like, we were making a movie happen. It was exhilarating. It was the first time that we also had time, both my husband and I, we worked together. We met and became creative partners a long time ago. And then eventually we became romantic partners and now are married. And he's the director of the film. He also helped me co-produce the film. And we spent our very first time away from our kids while we were birthing a new form, which was our feature. And that felt so exhilarating. One, their godmother, bless her heart, was able to come and help. Once we were already in production, but she came a few days in and was able to take over. So I felt safe with where they were, because our family, as the fates would align, happened to be out of town at the same time that we were filming. But we were able to just like create and do, and it was challenging and it was hard and it was exciting and I felt alive and I did so much shit that scares me. And I needed that. Like, I needed new evidence that I got the juice, baby. I got the sauce. And everyone does, right? But I think you need that thing to wake you up and remind you. Going to LA used to be that for me. It used to be that moment that I would look at as my evidence or inventory that I could do crazy, hard, challenging, scary things that maybe others would say you can't or would deem impossible. But that was almost 10 years ago now. But now I have a feature and I'm really excited. So that's that current space with that. I do want to share something marriage-wise that I think was really critical to all this as well, is when I needed to write, my husband gave me the time off. When I needed a break, my husband gave me the time off. When I went to France by myself for 5 days. I went to California twice now, once while I was pregnant with our second child. And he gave me the time off. And now this past, recently, depending on when you see this video, in March, he gave me 7 days which kind of turned into 8 because flight delay. It was crazy. But he gave me that time off, and I don't know if it's a popular opinion or not, but for a person specifically like me, and if you are like me in any capacity, then I think it's more important to have a partner that really is interested in being a good partner to you over being a parent. Normally people say, oh, get with a father that wants to be a father. Find a man that really wants to be a father and or a partner that really wants to be a parent. I think that what was required from my life is that I needed a partner who really wanted to be a partner to me specifically, and what that comes with. And I really desired to be a partner to him specifically, and what that comes with. And us wanting to do that for each other just feeds into the parenthood, because him as a good partner to me makes him show up as an amazing dad, makes him show up as an amazing husband, makes him show up in the kitchen, makes him show up doing laundry, makes him show up with taking care of the house and home with me, makes him show up with doing all the little things and playing with our kids. Like, does he desire to be a father? Did he? Yeah, he did. But more than that, I can see that he shows up for me, and that just trickles into everything else. And I think that that's the order that I required and I needed. So that's also been a tremendous part of how I've been navigating and getting back to me. And this last year, should I say, I feel like I almost been in high school. Like, it's like 4 years, then you graduate, or even college, 4 years, and you graduate, and you come to, and you got this new version. Like, my kid will be 4. And granted, there's a year before when you're pregnant, because you're pregnant I was always full term, so 10 months. But even then, like when I was pregnant, through my first pregnancy, y'all saw me posting all the time. I was like trying to get my channel back up and going and thriving. And then I stopped. And I stopped because like when parenthood came in, I just became completely undone. So the journey of coming back to and navigating in this new chapter and in this new world, and as a mother of 2 daughters, I'm excited, always scared, always nervous, always feeling like this is kind of crazy, but excited nonetheless. And I think I have to lean into that idea of excitement more than anything else. So anyway, that's it. I just wanted to tap in and just talk to y'all for a second. I didn't even say my name. If you're new, I'm sorry, babes. My name is Sasha, and I am a mom. I'm a filmmaker. I'm a wife. I'm an actress. I'm a writer. I'm a producer, and I'm a baddie in no particular order. And I hope that you join my journey. If you want to check out the film, I would so appreciate that and love that. And if you want to donate, that would be really helpful. We do need to raise a certain amount so that we can finish the movie and have it be at the standard that it needs to be, which requires sound design and color correction and a score, like the music for the film, and all those things. So I would really love to have it shine at its as far as I can take it. And I'd love to do that with you. So if you check out the site, I'm going to drop it in the link, the box below. And that's it. I'll see you next time. Peace.